Welcome, everybody, back to the Dream Life Club podcast. Today, we've got a really special guest, Amber Grimes, with us. I want to read Amber Grimes' bio to give you a little bit of an overview of what kind of woman we have in the room with us today, and then we'll dive into her story. So Amber Grimes is an entertainment executive and leader in the music industry, currently serving as the executive vice president and general manager of LVRN, Love Renaissance, the label and management company based in Atlanta. She previously held the position of senior vice president of global creative at Capitol Records. She's also worked in artist and label marketing at Spotify and over at Def Jam. She's currently the host of the If You Knew Better podcast, which is a Black Effect Network and iHeartMedia production. Clearly, we are in the presence of greatness, and we have a lot to learn from you, Amber. So I'm really excited to jump in.
I'm excited to be here. Let's do it.
All right, awesome. So I'd love to get an overview first on how you got to where you are today. Like, could you give us just sort of like the main highlights of your career trajectory that brought you to where you are today?
Yeah.
And then after we do that, I want to jump into some juicy stuff that you said you're excited to talk about, like upgrading your dreams and anti-girl bossing, which I don't know what that means to you. Having a millennial career crisis and balancing your ego, which I found really interesting and like a unique conversation that we don't talk about much. But first, like, bring us into, like sort of how you got to the position you are today as a leader in the industry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to try to do it faster than I've ever done it before because I was doing
because
a
there's
lot.
so much to say. I can imagine.
I was just doing a lot.
Okay.
I grew up in Atlanta. It's a place that at the time was very popular for throwing parties for clubs and nightlife. I started throwing parties. That's how during college, even before college, I got introduced to a lot of artists and future artist managers that I would know and started being music adjacent, I would say.
Yeah.
So that's when I discovered, like, I want to work in the music industry. I feel like this is, like, super possible for me because these people are kind of just hanging out and coming to my events.
So it didn't seem like off in this, like, pedestal land. It was
and it's Atlanta. So it's like, So Def and Jermaine Dupri had the big billboard sign across there, and L.A. Reid lived there. It was very realistic out of any other choice because I've always loved like TV and film, but that was not there at the time. So that was at home on TV. Music was real, and so I decided I wanted to do that. I was going to school, and then I at the same time was judging an open mic, working at a studio just like on the side, and meeting a lot of people, and ended up getting to meet Boo Chom, who would later become the VP of A&Rs for Def Jam. I took a job with him. I took an assistant position with him while I was in school, decided that if I really wanted to do this music thing, I needed to give it 100%. So I dropped out of college to fully chase that. And then it was on. I very rarely get my foot in the door somewhere and don't like run through the rest of the walls.
Yeah.
Or the ceilings, if you will. So all I needed, to answer your question, like, how I got my start, I got my foot in the door as an assistant and kind of never looked back from growing in this industry. Yeah.
So then to kind of like fast forward, so you're at Def Jam, but then I'm so curious because from what I saw online, you basically created the position that you got at Capitol for yourself. Correct. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, so SVP of Global Creative. So how did that come about? Like, how did you create that for yourself? Because it seems like, I mean, that's a leadership position at a very young age, right? Tell us about that, how you created that.
This was 2018, and streaming kind of was getting more mainstream 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
And the type of stuff that I was able to do at Spotify prior to my Capitol job, it was just very indicative of where the music business was going. And I think there were a lot of people who understood that, and there was a appetite for there to be some new minds in the room and people that did things differently, because I think the old guard and how the labels were promoting or marketing, everything was starting to change. And like I feel like I'm like aging myself right now, but like 2018,
I'm older.
All of this AI talk wasn't a thing. Short form content
was like new.
Wasn't a thing.
That's crazy to think. Yeah.
There was a team that they had started at Capitol, which ended up, I ended up working with, that was for short form content. This is how fast we've moved forward since then. And so, the types of things that I was doing at Spotify, how I was caring for the artists, the types of ideas that we were executing, and the way I feel like we were able to get attention was starting to serve the type of care that needed to be put back into the artists, because artist development was really changing at the labels. There's so many more artists. Again, this is still before really, really TikTok viral stuff was happening. Nobody knows what they're doing. And so I think at the time that I came into that opportunity, I was talking to many different people. I knew that I wanted to leave the job I was previously at. And the most innovative conversation I ended up having was with Lucien Grange and Steve Barnett, who was the president of Capitol at the time, about.
But how did you get to have a conversation with them?
By being really fucking good at my job when I was at Spotify.
Okay.
Really good at my job. Yeah, like
yeah,
that's it. And understanding the power of networking, not to hang out and be buddies, but to make real impact and to change things and to work so hard that people notice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not because I'm waving a flag and saying, look at what I'm doing, but
you're doing shit. You're making things happen.
Yes.
Okay.
And,
were you working directly for artists when you were at Spotify?
I mean, I worked with the Universal Music Group was my label group that I looked after at the time. And before that, I looked after independent artists. And so again, talking about 2017, even being an independent artist and being able to be successful at that is something new.
Yeah.
So again, the type of artists that I was getting to care for at Spotify that were indie was like Lil Baby and some of the QC artists, because they were signed to Caroline at the time. They weren't at Motown yet.
Okay.
The type of artists I was looking after was like, I'm like, I had a lot of QC artists. I'm like, the City Girls. It was so many people who ended up really figuring it out, or maybe they signed deals later, but they were just with me. Lil Dicky, like we did some fun stuff together. Like we were just on like the verge of, oh, you can be an independent artist, make money, stay independent, and be really successful. And so it was a nice range of getting to grow with some of those artists, and also getting to get my foot back in the door with a major label and say, I can do the same stuff no matter what type of deal you signed. Let's do it. Let's do it for Paul McCartney. Let's do it for Ray Shremmer. Let's do it for Sci-Hi the Prince. Let's do it for whoever.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was just times were different. And I felt like UMG at the time, the conversation that we ended up having, they were trying to get ahead of the times, and I really appreciated that. I felt like they were being very open-minded and really ready for the future, which I don't want to go into a major label system and
be stuck in some legacy process.
Yeah. And so that was their offer to me, and said, hey, you understand the landscape. This is what we have here. What do you want to do? And I took that very seriously. I didn't respond, I don't know. I was like, oh, I think what's really missing with artist development is all of the creative teams that touch a project are unified. Things can get really segmented at a label. Everybody's not talking to each other. And it was something that I think I got to experience at Spotify. If there was a project that we were all working on, we worked on it very harmoniously. And it was a lot of cohesion and consistency. And that's why I feel like the brand of Spotify is all of those things. But the things that we did were impactful and noticeable because you could see them. And I wanted to do that same thing, for artists no matter where I worked. And that was the key to me. Let's bring all of the creative departments together and make sure that they're working on the same goal, in the same vein, with the same brand deck to make sure that these artists are seen. That was the vision at the time.
Okay. that's so inspiring in and of itself that you just pitched this position, had a clear vision for what you wanted to add to capital, and then got it. Okay.
Yes.
Which
you have to do the work, though. I had to make stuff and reorg things and make it make sense. And
you mean when you were there then?
Yeah, I mean before to present it, but also even again once I got there and said, oh, okay, this was all like fun and games before you met all 26 of these people and felt these teams and got to understand what was wrong and what was right. And now you have to go do it again and present it again and really prove that you know how to be a leader.
Mm-hmm. And how long did you stay there?
I was at Capital for a little over 2 years. That last year was right in the middle of the pandemic.
Okay.
And that was a wild time, I think, for us all, where I made some decisions for myself and my mental health and how I wanted to move forward once that time was done.
Okay. I keep turning off my ringer and it's like not working. Okay. Okay, that's so interesting. So then you joined LVRN where you are now. And as I understand it, you joined a bunch of your friends who had started that label, right, from back in the day.
All the homies.
Okay. And so I want to know, like, what's different about LVRN and, like, why you wanted to join.
I think after having that time during the pandemic, I had time to have a lot of conversation with myself about what's actually important to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think the type of things, which is why I talk about anti-girl bossing, a lot of the things that I was set up with or that I was going for or what the big dream was, kind of once you get to see some of that stuff, you work hard enough to be in the room or to see your future, you get another opportunity to decide, and it's a blessing to have that opportunity to decide, this is not what I want.
Right.
That sounded cool when I didn't know shit about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It sounded cool when you were reading a article in Billboard or you're seeing a picture and you go, I want to be like this person, or man, this seems great. I want to run it all. And then you go see and you're like, I don't want to do that shit at all.
Can you give us any specific example of what may have turned you off? Or?
I mean, I think a lot of things. I don't even know if turn me off is the right thing to say. So many things didn't align with the way that I wanted to live my life and things that made me happy, the type of decisions that had to be made. You know, I really care. Like, I really care about artists, and I've never been in a position where the passion that I have for the artists, I didn't get to use it. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was always able to take that passion and do something with it. It was never like, oh, well, you know, we don't have the budget for this, or, you know, we're not, that artist is on the shelf, so we're all focused on this thing. And I'm like, well, this is the special thing over here. This is the, you know, what I care about. And I care so much. I feel like we can do something for this person. But a business is a business. And I respect that. But I don't have to work at a business that operates more off like EBITDA than they do making sure that the artists,
humans are taken care of.
Yeah, that the humans are taken care of. The artists get to really make their dreams come true. The ones that really want it and are working and trying and to do my fucking job.
Yeah, right.
That was really it.
That's so interesting. Do you find that sometimes, like, there's really a divide between, like, can there not be a divide between making the most possible money and doing what's best for the artist? Because you would think that, like, they should align, but also I guess that's what you're saying about some artists getting discarded, because if they're not quick to prove their ROI, then it's like the label doesn't put much more energy or investment into them.
Yeah, and I get it. Like I said, I think I understand business just as much as I understand creative, which is what makes me unique in my position. I just think that there's times where that's not the decision. That's not, we're not at a crossroad.
It's almost like risk taking. Like you're willing to take a risk on something that you believe in more than just proof.
Yeah. Okay. And sometimes it's just not that deep, but everybody still makes the business decision instead of taking the risk or doing their job.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And, this is right in the middle of even artists having this drawing experience of people being like, well, you need to make a TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, there wasn't any TikTok like a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we were figuring it out.
Right.
So just because the artists do need to make content and do this new thing and make sure that they step into the world, we don't have the day off as their partner.
Right.
We still need to work. We still need to figure it out. We still have to try hard. And I feel like, a lot of work was increasing and complaining and excuses versus like, let's figure this shit out. How do we need to rise to the occasion as a label, as a partner, as a good partner, to figure out how the industry's changing and how we can support these artists that we signed and that we said we love and that we said we'll take care of. And I have a little bit too much. I have a little bit too much heart for that business.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I don't like playing with people's kids.
Yeah. I hear that. So do you feel like then now the culture at LVRN was different and is different with you there?
Yeah. I mean, the biggest difference of, we have an independent side and we work with the majors, so it's kind of the best of both worlds.
Okay.
And, our artists Summer Walker and Black are at Interscope, and when I joined, they were embarking on a journey of becoming an independent company, which is something that I very near and dear to my heart, based on the work that the type of artists that I started out working with, just running around in Atlanta that weren't signed and that ended up becoming stars.
Yeah.
But also the work that I was doing at Spotify, which I found so fulfilling, getting to work with indies and then being so scrappy and like, I went to like, oh my gosh, why am I forgetting his name? Tech Nine.
Oh, okay.
Tech Nine. Yes, forgive me. So, I flew to Kansas City to go see his operation and meet his team, and he is running one of the best independent businesses I have ever seen in my life. And that really opened my eyes to like, you can do this, you can build in-house with...
Wait, this was before he was signed?
He's
not signed?
No, Tech Nine has always been independent, and unless something's changed, forgive me, but I went down to see the operation that him and his manager were running, and it really opened my eyes to like how big the business of being independent can be. And I'm always very thankful for that. So I kind of just had these experiences where I was like, there's something here about being an independent artist and running an independent company where you get to sign less. You're not just trying to catch everything that comes by in research or trying to find this hit. You get time to invest in the artist because you're really finding them from the ground up, and resources are limited. So you're really worrying about their artist story, their brand, the other things that you can sell outside of paying people or buying things or spending, and that shit doesn't work anymore either. You could spend $1 million and your artists have nothing going on because that's not how it works anymore. And so, we work with fewer artists. We work with artists that we love. We're really close with our artists. They can all... If you're signed to a major label, you're not just getting the executive vice president on the phone.
Yeah.
You can't just call the CEO because you have...
Right.
Because you want a grilled cheese sandwich. Here, you can do that. You literally can. You can hit me up and I'll be like, oh my God, what has happened now? But that relationship that you build is important. And it makes the work feel good. And I care about feeling good, where I spend almost, I feel like 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Wow. So a lot of our audience are artists, musicians, aspiring artists, and entrepreneurs. And so from your perspective, like, what would you look for in an indie artist in order to make a deal seem like a good idea?
I mean, the number one thing that I think that matters now is somebody already doing the work. Being independent is just hard work. There's nobody coming to save you. Like I said, you don't have a bunch of resources, so there's nobody to pay off or any amount of money that's just going to make it all happen overnight. But I appreciate someone who already has a work ethic
Yeah.
And so when I see that, yes, TikTok and Instagram Reels and all of it, it's here now. We're not going to talk about not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's a part of the job. You have to do it. I make content.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm not an artist.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I see that and someone tells me, I really want to make it, I want to be an artist, and I go look, and I'm like, no, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
You are not doing any of the things that you have to do to hone your craft, to be an artist, to look like you are an artist, to be discovered as an artist. If you weren't just sitting across from me, however you got to meet me, what if I was just on the internet and I found you?
Mm-hmm.
Because you were already doing what you do.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you can't teach hard work.
Mm-hmm.
And it is very, very hard to want something for somebody more than they want it.
Mm-hmm.
And unless you're Marshmallow and I can go put on the
Mm-hmm,
mask
mm-hmm.
and go do it for you, because it works. It actually works
You
in
could be
that situation.
Marshmallow.
Like, if you don't want to go, I fucking will.
Yeah.
But
But how much work is enough? Because I think a lot of indie artists are like, well, I'm doing all the things. I make a post a day, but maybe not getting traction yet.
Then shout out to them.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It is a huge difference between me coming and seeing the stuff you're doing is not working
Mm-hmm.
versus you're not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because
mm-hmm.
the point of a partner, indie partner, anybody should be to come and amplify, right? You still have to get on the stage and sing the songs, you have to do
the
your
artistry.
part.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My job is to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
To bring you more eyes, to get you in front of more people, to strategize with you and say, oh, I'm so happy you're doing videos every day, but babe, these are 2 minutes long. Don't nobody want to see that?
Mm-hmm.
So let's
Mm-hmm.
cut these down. Let's work with this videographer. Let's find a device that works.
Yeah.
My job is to work with you to make things better.
Yeah.
Not to wake you up in the morning and shake you and
Be
say,
like, "Do
can
the
you
work."
go make a video?
Right. Yeah.
If you don't want to make a video in your closet, how can I trust you to show up to State Farm Arena?
Right. Yeah.
And that's not how life works. You
No.
don't get to just want to be on the stadium stage before you do the talent show.
Mm-hmm.
So do the work.
Mm-hmm.
And we work so hard as an independent label because it's different. It's different than working at a major. I've done them both.
Mm-hmm.
I can't work harder than my product. I might as well have a product than that. And I'm saying product respectfully.
Mm-hmm.
You are a brand
Mm-hmm.
as an artist. You are a person,
Mm-hmm.
but as an artist, you are a brand.
Yeah.
If I wanted a brand that didn't move and didn't talk back and wasn't adamant, I'm in the wrong business. I'd work at Coke.
Right.
Like, they have a good thing going over there.
Right.
But I want to be in the people business.
Yeah.
So if you want me to show up, you need to show up. That's what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
I can find you a good song.
Yeah. Right. Well, so you value more the work ethic rather than the talent or the song.
Unfortunately, 1,000%.
Mm-hmm.
Because talent can be, you can hone different skills. You can go take voice lessons. Some of that is a part of artist development.
Yeah.
We love a lot of artists that can't sing.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
You don't know any?
Oh, you mean
You do. In the world, yes.
Right.
We love a lot of people
That's so
whose
true.
vocal abilities
Right.
aren't,
It's not the most fantastic vocal abilities.
but they work hard.
They work hard and they connect.
And they were still able to figure it out.
Yeah.
And so do I value talent? Yes. I want you to be talented as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Does talent beat hard work? Never seen it happen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've only seen talented people who work hard. That's it.
Yeah. So what was so impressive about Tech Nine's indie operation?
He's just
Everybody needs to go
he's
look it up.
fucking doing it.
Okay.
You can't even know unless you go. But
Okay.
he owns everything.
Mm-hmm.
You're just thinking about owning your masters, and he has warehouses for his merch, and he owns all of the printing tees, and he owns all of his tour.
Oh my gosh.
So
he has verticals in his business.
everything.
That's so
And I've never seen
interesting.
so many SKUs of merch. And shout out to Tech Nine and Travis, his manager, who, took me on this big tour and is running this. It's a facility.
Wow.
He's running a independent facility.
Wow.
They own the car wash that the trucks go to at the truck
Well, if this
stop.
doesn't inspire all of us to get off our asses.
You need to speak to him. I don't want to not do what they're doing justice, but they have buildings. They own their whole business. It's deeper than just the music. And that was early days that I saw that, and I'm sure he was doing it before I saw it. And I know as an artist, he's able to stay true to himself, and he tours, and he, I think, loves his career. And is he, as big as Drake? Statistically, maybe not, but I think he's happy. And I don't want to speak for, I'm not saying anybody's unhappy, and I don't want to speak for him. But if that was his mission, to figure out how to run a real business and to run his artistry like a business, he has figured that out in his hometown. And it seems amazing to just be able to like go home to your wife and kids and be like, okay, bye facility, let me shut it down, and like everything's amazing.
It's like music is just one vertical of what he produces, and then he's making money off of everything else.
But there's so much more in music. All that shit that you sign away in the contract when you do a 360 deal or all of that stuff, like, if you're independent, you can really own it all. Your merch business can be huge. Your touring business can be huge. Those two businesses can be bigger than your streaming business. Yeah. It's still your business.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So, okay. So then, because that's what all the like people are talking about now, right? Like, oh, you really just could go to a bank and get a loan, or, get some options. VCs or angel investors to invest in your music career, your LLC, instead of a label, right? Like, what do you think about that? How important in your mind now are the industry connections versus doing it all outside the industry?
There are options, and I recognize that there's options. I respect that there's options, and I love to see people
be creative.
Them. Yeah. And I learn when people build and do things differently. But I also understand the value of a good partner. Dare I say great partner.
More than just a money partner.
Yeah, more than just a money partner. Someone who knows the business, who can make phone calls are important. Just incoming's not enough.
What phone calls are important these days?
Phone calls that somebody can make.
Like, who would an artist need someone to reach that would be good for their career?
So, I mean, you could, anyone. If you are, publicity can be a strange field, right? When you decide you need a publicist, you can waste a lot of money just calling anybody.
Yeah.
Who's the right person? Who have you all worked for? What have their results been? Okay, cool. You get what I'm saying? Like, there are, I would never take away from the experience that, a major label or a good partner, whether they're an independent label too, like us, that we have, the context that we have, the favors, the phone calls that we're able to make. There's a lot of phone calls to be made. There's 100,000 people vying for one spot. There are things that have to be done. Someone goes, oh, like, man, I can't believe I wasn't nominated for a BET award. Do you know how to submit? You could be.
Interesting.
But there are still, and you could figure this out. I'm not saying that this is not figure outable. You got to find the right partner if you're going to partner. And not only are there options as far as investment goes, but like no two distribution deals have to look the same. Go talk to people and do what you feel like is right for you, and pick a distributor who has services, and understand that if you want to make a sacrifice for services, and make sure they do them. But I would never take away what a great partner can offer, that amplification, that strategy, just shit that you don't know when you are making music in your bedroom and you want to focus on the music.
Right.
But there are options, and you don't have to give it all away for somebody to help, because it should be help. It's both of us in it together. Partnered, building a business.
Okay, love that. Love that. Okay, so you have a podcast too called If I Knew Better, and I think if I am getting it right, a lot of what you like to talk about is also inspiring and mentoring people to dream bigger, to take risks, to overcome fear, and like just also make good decisions in their personal life. What do you think goes into like dreaming bigger? Like what do you have to say about people going for their dreams or upgrading their dreams?
Yeah, I don't think it's about dreaming. Yes, you should dream big, but my thoughts on that is not about dreaming bigger. It's about understanding that you can have more than one dream. I think
I love that.
Yeah, I'm like, don't y'all dream every night?
Right.
Like,
don't you dream every night? Yeah.
As far, some of us,
like I feel that way too. I wonder if like you can't have a new dream every decade.
You can. You can do it every 5 years if you want. You can do it every 10 years if you want. It's up to you. But I think we've been programmed and conditioned to be 6 years old and say we want to be a firefighter.
Right.
And because you saw it on TV.
Right.
And now you've based your whole life. And granted, I'm sure some people, that is their dream and they've done it and they love it. And I'm not talking to you.
Right.
I'm talking about the person who said they wanted to be a firefighter because they were watching Nickelodeon. And now they spent the last 20 years of their life fighting fires and they're not happy because they thought they couldn't do anything else. Because at 6, they said they wanted to be a doctor.
Yeah.
And you don't know anything.
Yeah.
You don't know spiritually, if you're aligned with that career path.
Yep.
You're just saying stuff.
Yep.
You're just looking at something. You're looking at mom and dad and saying, I want to do what you do. You don't know anything.
Yeah.
And it's great that you get yourself on a path to go see. And all I'm saying is, once you see,
you can see again.
If you don't like it, you can see again. You can dream again. You can do whatever you want to do. And I think this idea that we've told some friends and some family and ourselves where we're trying to go and what we're trying to get to, we feel trapped and we can't stop trying to get to that thing because we told everybody we were going to do it. And so you'd rather be miserable trying to get up this one mountain that you have no interest in climbing anymore instead of climbing your ass down and just finding another mountain.
Okay, but question, because a lot of people are climbing a mountain and feel like, well, I want to achieve some level of success before quitting and starting a new thing. Do you think about that in a certain way? Like how long do you want to give something before deciding it's not for you?
I have 2 things to say about that. Does your success include happiness?
Okay.
If it doesn't, I guess go ahead and do that. I just want to climb this mountain because I want to achieve some sort of success, so I need to do that before I quit. Cool. If you're willing to be miserable because you don't feel good, because your motivation is just to get some level of success.
To prove it probably to somebody or yourself.
Sure, go crazy.
Okay.
If happiness means nothing to you. That's impressive. It's a skill. I'm jealous. I care that I'm happy. But second, I firmly believe that when you are not in alignment and you are doing something that you shouldn't be doing or that you know deep in your heart you're not aligned with, you will never see the type of success you want to see.
Yeah.
It will not show up for you because it is not for you.
Yes.
And you will struggle. Even if you get the position, whatever that the glorious position is, you will struggle in it because it was never for you and you wanted it for the wrong reasons. And there's something over here that you love that makes you feel good, that you be on the top of the world, but you're trying to finish this for no reason besides to impress somebody who doesn't care and probably isn't living their dream either.
Goosebumps. I felt that. So thank you for that sermon. I hope everybody rewinds and listens to that again. And it made me think about like my career path because I spent like the first 10 years of my career building a government consulting company in management and IT services because I was definitely, in retrospect now I know, trying to prove something to my dad. I was not happy. And we had like outwardly achieved like significant amount of, like we were a successful company and growing. But I know now, like if I was actually interested, passionate, excited about what we were doing, we would have been so much more successful, right? And so, quit that, left that all behind. And now I'm pursuing my new career as a recording artist, doing my own music. And it's like the happiest I've ever been. And I'm nowhere near the level of success that I had back then or the accolades or the media or whatever that I had in DC. But it's like I am so much happier now. And I hope to also be successful in this, know, which I will be, I think, because I care about it. I care so much about it. So I felt that.
When did you make your switch?
It's been officially 5 years.
You just told me the other thing you were doing for 10 years, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I got some time. Is that what you're saying?
Where were you in the halfway mark on the other thing?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
You've done this before already.
Yes.
People forget the patterns of their lives. The last thing that you came into, you weren't successful the day you started.
No, definitely not.
You had to work. You had to, at least this time, like you said, you get to do it feeling good.
Right.
Feeling proud of yourself. So, like, literally all the good things that you could take from those 10 years about how hard you were working, whatever pressure you were putting yourself under, take the healthy part of that and apply it here.
Right.
Because it's worked before you've done it. And you've already got rid of the unhealthy part.
Yeah.
Because it's something you actually want to do that you care about.
Yeah.
If you've done it before, you can do it again.
Yeah. Okay. I'm receiving that. So you talk also about ego balancing.
Yeah.
Or you mentioned that that's something you like to talk about. What does that mean?
For me, I see a lot of conversation in books and things that I don't resonate with. I understand what people are saying about like ego death. And
okay.
And I get it. But the ego to me is just the I. It's yourself. And I think balancing your ego is very important. Remembering that it's a knob. It's not an on and off switch. It's a knob. Sometimes you need to turn it up. Sometimes you need to turn it down.
Ooh, that's a good image. Okay.
But killing the ego to me is, I guess, killing the self. And in what I do and I guess just living in the world that we live in, I need to know who I am.
Yeah.
I didn't know who I am before somebody tells me who I am. I need to know what I believe that I'm worth. I need to be aware of myself. Awareness, consciousness is the most important piece of, for me, navigating life, love, relationships, career, everything. And so learning how to control your ego without losing yourself. You don't have to become arrogant and all of the ego has a really bad connotation for all it to mean is I. Right. All the music. Are you aware of you? Mm-hmm. And I think in a world where you're so much more open to judgment than we ever were before. Everybody can see you. Everybody's on the internet. There's a lot of ways to lose yourself and to forget who you are. And I'm just very, very passionate about knowing me best. I think everybody should know themselves best and use your ego as a tool because sometimes you do need it. Mm-hmm. You do need to remind people who you are.
No, it's so true. Like I was actually inspired by the way you answered when I asked you, how did you talk to the CEO of Capitol Records? And you said, because I was damn good at my job.
That's it.
And especially as women and minority women, like it's like I think we have to do more of that sometimes, right?
The real thing is I asked.
Uh-huh.
I want to talk to the person that makes the decision. I don't want to let somebody tell me what somebody else said. So if the answer is no, I want to hear it from them. And if I can't, cool. The worst thing you can tell me is no.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to not ask. And I personally feel like I've done the work to be able to do that or to sit across from them. I have sat across from them. Mm-hmm. So they've brought me in the room for this or to thank me for my work or whatever the case is. So I want to have a conversation with them. I want to know at the top of the company, do they care? They run this thing.
I love that.
Not your interpretation of it.
Like most people, and most people wouldn't have the courage to do that.
Because they think they're not worthy of, this is human beings.
Yeah, right.
I'm a person, you're a person.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to blood, sweat, and tear for you, I would like to be able to have a conversation with you. Mm-hmm. We don't ever have to talk again. But I'm about to do a lot. I want to, and that was important to me at the time. And like I said, somebody might say, "Oh, that was arrogant." I don't care what you think.
Right, and it's not arrogant.
That's what I felt like I deserved to do because of the work that I did and how proud I was of the work. And the worst that anybody could have told me from their ego is yes or no.
Yeah.
Whatever. But I think that I love my ego. It has helped me so much in my life, make sure that I protect myself, look out for myself, and remember what's important to me and who I am. And I think forgetting who you are causes a lot of those issues with doing the wrong things and falling into the great trap of, okay, I got to finish what I started for no reason besides I got to tell somebody I finished what I started. And there's all of these things that you love and this person that you are. Who you were when you were 6 is actually really important. Because you remember one thing, you'll be like, I want to be a doctor, but you forget all of these other things. Because when did you decide you love singing?
4 years old.
You always have. But then you got in the workforce and you started girl bossing.
Yeah.
And that wasn't important anymore. You having a creative outlet wasn't important. You need to get a job or you need to run the business if you really want to be a boss.
Right.
And you need to put your feelings aside.
And be a robot. I was literally told you just need to be more of a robot.
You need to get married and have kids by the time you're 25, but also you can't be doing that if you want to be a boss. So you need to, well, I'm confused, y'all. What are you saying?
Right.
And now we're all freezing eggs because you said that if I worked hard, I would get to the top of a mountain I don't give a fuck about. Because you didn't tell me it sucked up there.
Yeah.
You just told me I needed to get there so I can make a certain amount of money and pay maybe a bunch of property taxes on a house and all of these things that you left out a lot of nuance.
Yeah.
And none of it made sense.
Yeah.
For my well-being.
Yeah.
It just made sense maybe for my
just
pockets.
Security maybe, right. Or an idea of stability.
Now I'm confused and miserable and I'm tired. But I got money though.
Yeah. Right.
I got a title. Did you prove it to everybody?
And nobody cares.
What did they do? They get you a car? Did they buy you a cake? What are we talking about?
Yeah.
So I think when you sit and you remember who you are and what you deserve and what you're worth and what you've done, and the reward of that is saying, I want to sing. And I'll start all over to be able to do that. And goddamn if I don't give this passion 10 years the way I just gave something. What were you doing, government? What? The way that you just gave that 10,000 hours. And I bet you were really good at it. You'll be good again. But you need to remember who you are.
Yes.
The self, I, and only your thoughts about you, nobody else's, because everybody's led us astray.
I love that so much. And I also think that no one else will see the vision we have for ourselves like we see it. Try to talk you out of it, not understand why you're doing what you're doing, not believe that it's possible. And I almost think now that when you're getting that reaction from people, but you feel, well, this is really what I want to do, that's actually a sign. If no one else believes in you, it might be a sign that this is actually what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I think
because our vision are ours.
That's when you get to the dreaming big or being unrealistic. Like, if your dream isn't unrealistic, like it's too easy.
It's too easy.
Simple. Like everybody can do that. Like, well, you don't see more for yourself. You should be. This is what I'm saying about the ego. Like somebody else that thinks like I'm a damn good singer, and one day I'm gonna perform in front of a stadium full of people. You think nobody told Bad Bunny he couldn't do it?
Right.
7 years ago. Like, oh, you got a Cardi B feature, Bad Bunny, like that's cool, but you ain't performing at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
What would happen if he would have listened? Like whatever he thinks about himself is loud enough, turn it up.
Okay. Yeah.
If you have a few good people around you on the same frequency, that's why I say turn it up. That's amazing.
Turn it up.
That's beautiful. But you need to, your ego is very important. And we have just given, I think Beyonce's the only person that's been allowed to use ego without getting punished. It's a great song. Ego's a fantastic song. And I love that she has no problem saying, I have a big ego. Such a big ego. My husband loves my big ego. But I talk like that because don't y'all see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
So like, yes, ego, lying to yourself about who you are, hot mess.
Yeah.
Being able to back it up. Working hard, saying, I want all of these things and I'm going to go get them, not depending on anybody else. That's why I'm not listening to anybody else. How do you think these people became famous, besides like any Nepo stuff or anything weird, you have to believe that you can sell out a stadium. You have to believe that you can be in a box office hit. You have to believe more than anybody else in yourself to do anything else that is outstanding. Right now, if you want to be the president, I guess if you just believe and work hard, like,
or not work hard,
or don't,
but be a really good salesperson,
whatever, good at something.
Yeah.
It's like, shit, anything's possible. So I just think that idea, this also comes from girl boss time, that work hard and keep your head down.
Right. Don't keep your head down.
Don't keep I can do my job just as well, if not better, and keep my head up.
Yeah.
And make sure I'm looking out for myself and showing people myself. I don't have to hide behind the scenes. I can be seen. And that's what I mean about people seeing the hard work. There's so many women specifically who act ashamed of being good at their job, whereas like a man can go and be like, I did this, I did that, take credit for things that they didn't even do, and work their way to the top, post IG pictures with the right artist, and they go, oh yeah, they must be tight. But a woman can take a picture and they'll be like, oh, she wants clout. Oh, she's here and there. How can she even afford that purse? Well, it's none of your business. I'm doing my job.
Yeah.
And we're not afforded the same luxury to cheer ourselves on. And so we shrink. I'm not fucking with any of that.
I love it. I love that so much. Do you have any like daily practices that keep you tapped into this kind of energy or mindset?
I think I'm just crazy.
Okay, you said you work like 24/7. You feel like you do.
I do work a lot.
Okay?
And I work on things for the business that I'm a part of, that I'm proud to be a part of, and that I love. And I do things for myself. And doing things for myself makes me better at doing things for the business that I love.
What do you mean that you do things for yourself? Like personally?
I have my own podcast. So, of course, if I might want to sleep on a Saturday because I worked from Monday to Friday and, we put out an album, but I have to shoot because this is what I want to do. So I do my self thing. I run my book club on Sunday and I have to figure this out. I'm writing a Substack. These are things I want to do. So who's going to do them if I don't? I have to work for myself. And I use my 24 hours very wisely. And I get tired, but I've been tired for things I don't care about.
Yeah.
Being tired and knowing like, okay, that episode was good. I can't wait for that to come out. I'm so glad I woke up on this Saturday and did that. I feel good about myself. And I'll go take a nap after that, maybe.
Yeah.
It's a different type of, it's not burnt out. I'm tired, like, in love. I'm tired in love.
Oh my gosh, you're tired in love with what you're doing. I love that so much. So do you have, like, believe in balance, or do you have time for your just personal life and stuff like that, and friends and community? Or
yeah, I mean, I think my life is already messed up. Like a lot of I work with all my friends.
That's amazing. Okay.
So like, do I believe in balance? Yes, but
I think that's actually like the best route.
That's all I know.
Okay.
All my worlds, and my fiance also works in music. So
okay,
if we're just hanging out and watching Your Friends and Neighbors, but we're both like doing our thing, that is our personal time together. We're watching our show, but it's store turn.
Right.
And we have to do this stuff.
Yeah.
My worlds have always combined and collided, but I take care more of how I feel versus what I'm doing.
Yeah. Okay.
The balance isn't about like, well, are you working this much and going to the gym in the morning and meditating? I'm taking care of my mind. Obviously, I have a therapist. Like I said, doing something personally for me and not feeling like everything I do is for somebody else or something that, I don't own or something, whatever that feeling is. That makes me feel good. That is balance for me. That's fun work for me. So I think, work-life balance looks like however it needs to look for you. But for me, it's my happiness. Even if if something that is work is making me happy, I'm balanced if I feel good. That's all I'm asking for.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not asking for a day off. I'm just asking to, like, love what I'm doing and how I'm spending the day.
Right.
That's it.
Right. Because it's not really work. It's like work, but it's exciting. It's work, but you care about it. It's work, but it's what you're doing in life. Like, it's life, I guess. Right?
I take
like,
breaks. I'm been binge watching Desperate Housewives for like 6 months. When I want to get away. It's the best show ever, by the way. And there's so many seasons, you're never finished.
You're never done.
So when I need a break, I know what I do. I watch a lot of TV. I watch everything. So that makes me happy.
Mm-hmm. No, but I think that's really like good advice about like being like working with your friends, being involved in community and life, like with the people you work with.
Yeah.
I think that makes all the difference, actually.
And I know everybody can't do that.
Sure.
It is. I am an anomaly. I'm so grateful that this is the way my life played out, and that networking across worked out for me.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't do that. If there was one way that you wanted to invest in being able to do that, it would be not reaching up, but reaching across to the friends that you have now and the people that you know and people that you care about, and mutually caring about what each other cares about and bringing each other up every step you take. And then, again, when you get to the top of that mountain, you're not by yourself. There's a lot of my friends are up there because we came together. And a lot of people don't build like that from the beginning. So you wonder why you're looking around. There's nobody there. You left them, or you weren't working hard enough. They left you. You could have helped, and you didn't want to bring anybody with you.
Yeah.
I wasn't raised like that in this business.
Yeah. That's really good advice. Networking across, and not always needing to reach. Like it's almost more important to be with your peers and growing together.
It's nobody bigger than me at any time in my career helped me do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody who has impacted or changed my life was somebody that I could look to my left and look to my right to see.
Okay.
And if I wasn't there, again, when I started looking up at somebody, if I was looking down at somebody who, like I said, I care or they care, and we see each other working hard, they would come get me and I would come get them, and then we'd be left and right again.
Okay. I love that so much. Amber, I hope everybody's taking this in, because you're just dropping like you're just dropping these brilliant gems.
I'm comfortable. I know when I start cussing, I'm
Oh, good. Oh, good. That means a lot to me.
Yeah, I'm like, sorry.
Means a lot. We're keeping it all in.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay, I know you only have a few minutes left, so I will just end with asking you, what's next for you, and where can people find you? And also, what would you leave our listeners with in terms of, like, you've given so much great advice, but I always ask everybody at the end, like, one piece of advice for building your dream.
I think you can find me on everything at Amber Grimes.
At Amber Grimes.
Yes. And the newest thing for me is the podcast, If You Knew Better. I just released my 14th episode today.
Okay.
Where I'm sitting down with my real therapist.
Oh, wow.
Yes, Dr. Siri, who's an incredible man. He used to host he was the therapist on the Vice TV show, The Therapist, with all of the artists. And I've always loved that show. Didn't know he was a real person. And when I needed to go to therapy, someone referred me to him, and I was like, this is the guy, some LA shit. I'm like, this is the guy, and he's completely changed my life.
Wow.
And so he came and sat down on the podcast.
Wait, I might need a rec.
But listen,
okay.
And girl, go and do the work, because it's not cheap. But he sat down with me, and I'm very excited about that episode, particularly because it just I really wanted to demystify and like break down these stigmas that we have about going to therapy. I still hear people say like, oh, I know all my problems and I'm good. And I'm seeing what everybody's been dealing with since the pandemic, but even just trying to figure it out and say, do I quit something I've been doing for 10 years to sing? Why not? But sometimes you need
why
help.
Not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
And so, I'm excited for that to be out there, and I wore it all on my sleeve and talked about all my business and what my therapy journey was.
Okay.
But I'm excited to keep having guests on and to do solo episodes that just are about we don't have to learn everything the hard way.
Mm-hmm.
I wish somebody would just give the information about so many things in life, not about, or I very rarely talk about music on my podcast. It is about life and handling life situations and being a good person, being a better person, and showing that growth is real and it's possible. And I hope people, listen and really learn from that and take those things into their life so they don't have to make the same mistakes. They can make their own good mistakes, but I feel like the tools should be more available and real conversations should be more available, and people shouldn't be led by hashtags and BS and books that don't make sense and one person's perspective on how you're going to live the rest of your life.
Right.
So that's what that is.
Okay. If I knew better.
If you knew better.
If you knew better.
And
okay.
If you knew better on YouTube, and everything else is on my page, is Amber Grimes. And I might have just left people with what I would leave them with.
Yeah.
Just now. But if I could just say one last thing and let people receive it however they want to or however they can, just remember who you are. Because I know you forgot. Everybody forgets. So much happens and the world is changing and you start losing yourself and you have to come back to you so you can come back to the things that you love. You just need to remember. That's it.
Amber Grimes, thank you so much.
Thank you. This was awesome.
Really, really appreciative of your time. You didn't have to come on my platform. You did. It was actually cold reach out. Speaking of taking a risk. And I was like, here's this badass woman that I would love to talk to. And then she said yes, you guys. So you never know.
Why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
You believed in yourself. Who am I? I'm a person. You believed in yourself. And would you hit me on LinkedIn? I never checked my LinkedIn.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I've got InMail.
I love it.
And because of the work that you've done,
Yeah.
I was able to go look and say, well, why wouldn't I sit with her?
Yeah.
I love what she's talking about. Let's talk.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Because why not?
That's all.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.